Dominique from the Black Woman's Guide. I feel like I always do these in the morning when I either just worked out or like just finished a bunch of work. So I need to, work that out. But you guys are seeing me raw and real, so it's all good. I wanted to talk today about this idea of doing everything right, but still being wrong. I've talked to a lot of different women in the last couple of weeks who are working on their businesses really hard. They're doing what they think are all the right things. They're doing their Facebook ads, they're doing their website, they're, getting a coach, they're, writing their courses, they're doing their blog posts. They're doing all these awesome things that they've been told and that are even correct for them to do to build their business, right? However, even though they're doing all these things, they're not getting the gains that they want to see. And when I pressure test those questions, and I love all the women on this group because all of us are such like headstrong women, the first thing you want to say is like, well, I'm doing that. I did that already. I already know that. And I'm like, okay, but do you? Because if you did all those things the right way, or the way that it was supposed to happen, then you wouldn't be where you are right now. The problem would be fixed. So the problem isn't fixed, then you could tell me all day all the things you did, but it doesn't matter. It's like going to the doctors and he's like, okay, well, what's your diet? You're trying to lose weight, what's your diet? Well, I eat only chicken and fish or whatever. Oh, okay. Well, are you working out? Yep, I work out 3 days a week or 4 days a week. Oh, okay. Are you sleeping well? Yep, I sleep 8 hours a day. Okay, then why aren't you losing any weight? So you're 100 pounds overweight and you're doing all the right things, but you can't take a pound off and it's been 6 months. Are you sure you're doing all the right things? We oftentimes don't pressure test what we're doing. And when people ask us and question us on what we're doing, instead of being open and going, let me think about how I could do that better, or maybe I have to really think about how I'm approaching it, we go into clarification mode. Let me explain why I did what I did. Let me explain why what I'm doing is right. Let me tell you about what I've done that's correct. Because it's a defense mechanism. So we stopped listening to the feedback, right? To go, maybe I am doing this incorrectly. Maybe I need to rethink how I'm doing that. Like maybe I did do what that person's talking about. Like I did some of that, but maybe I didn't do it as much as I should have, or I need to really rethink that. Because our first mechanism is that we're getting judged and we get defensive. But what would it look like if we became humble and said, you know what? This person, whoever's talking to me, my coach, my friend, my family member, has only the context that I've given them. And they've asked different questions and I've answered those different questions. And they still have things to say to me, to share with me. And so it's not like, and even if they don't ask me any questions, even if they just go into like what you should be doing, how you should be doing it, and they're not asking you, then maybe I should still take that and say, you know what? They're basing it off of my results. So maybe they didn't ask me all the things that I did. Maybe it's my ego that says they should be asking me so I could tell them what I did so I could feel better about myself. Maybe they're just saying, well, I see the result that you're getting, so even whatever I ask you to get clarity on what you're doing, like my insight may or may not be relevant, but I see the outcome that you're not getting to, so I'm giving you my best advice that I have to help you get there. Right? Maybe I can't judge the person that's trying to help me. Maybe I shouldn't get defensive by the person who's trying to help me. Maybe I should ask them more questions as to why they say that. Maybe I should offer up more explanation around where confusion lives. Right? There's a lot of different ways to handle situations, and one of the things I think is really difficult, particularly as Black women, because we hold up so many people in our communities and we're seen as like these strong Black women, that we really don't know how to take feedback. We don't really know how to take insight. We only want feedback if we ask for it. We assume that everything we're doing, everything we do is the right intention, but anything done to us is in the wrong intention. So I can say whatever I want to say because I have good intention, but when you respond to me or say something to me that I don't like, then you have bad intention, right? We do that to people all the time. So when you're talking to someone, anyone, asking for free advice, participating, contributing, and someone has a dissonant opinion to you, that doesn't mean that they're coming at your neck. It just doesn't. Right? It just means that they are sharing their thoughts. And maybe if we gave people a little bit of breath and realize that we're all human, whether I give my thoughts and I don't ask you a clarifying question, whether you give me your thoughts and you assume I don't know what I'm talking about. Why don't we just take a moment and assume that we're both coming from a good place, and if we need clarity, we just ask for clarity. Versus trying to come in and say, well, you said this to me and I thought it meant this. Well, did you ask me if it meant that? Are you sure that's what I meant? Oh no, but I just assumed because you said this. So that's okay for you to assume and get upset at me, but it's not okay for me to say something that maybe I assume. So maybe we're both in the wrong. Maybe we're both in the right. Who knows? But shouldn't we give each other space? Because one thing I see from Black women is that we share all day what we're doing. We post on every single Facebook group. We share all our updates. We never ask for anyone's opinion. And when we do, it's super generic. It's like, oh, just tell me if you like this. Well, that's like, what kind of question is that? It's just an ego-feeding question. Tell me what you think. Give me your thoughts. Let me know your feedback, right? And then when you get that feedback, you respond going, well, I did that, or that didn't make sense, or I was working on this. So you really didn't want the feedback. You wanted to just feel good about what you did. Really weren't asking for the feedback. So just because you're doing everything right does not mean it's still wrong. Just because you're busy all day doesn't mean you got something done, right? And so I really want to pressure test that with people and really recognize we have to start getting really humble, because if we're not where we want to go, it doesn't matter the things we did, we're not where we want to go because we're doing something wrong. And we don't have to worry about every misinterpretation of what we say. We don't have to worry about clarifying every statement that we make. We don't have to worry that if someone says something and the person responds and you're like, that's not what I was talking about. You don't just relax, let it go. Who cares? Who cares? Right? We're so afraid. We're so nervous that we're going to get judged or offended and insulted. You know, we're so defensive that people can't even talk to us. Right? I had a really funny post like last week or something, and someone responded and with an answer that was a normal answer, and I responded and said, well, okay, if that's the case, then why is it still a problem for you? Well, it's not a problem. I'm like, well, it definitely is a problem because you just asked a question that relates to that issue. So you're saying to me that you can't do this. I'm telling you, well, if you did this, then what's the problem? And you're telling me, well, that's not a problem because you did the right thing. And I'm saying, well, you didn't do the right thing because it's still a problem that you mentioned that I'm trying to solve for you or help you solve. Right? So what's the ego? Let it go. That's my goal for today. So the message of the day is look at what you're doing. Look at all the things you think you're doing right. And then ask yourself, am I getting the result? If you're trying to lose weight and you haven't lost weight. And I'll give my personal example. I started really working to lose weight last November. I didn't start losing weight until March of last year. Now I was working out 3-4 times a week. I was biking. I was trying to eat a lot healthier. Like I was walking more. I was like sleeping better. So I was doing all these different things. But I wasn't losing any weight. So I could say I'm doing all these things, but I'm not losing any weight. So in March I said, okay, well, what do I have to do differently? So I tweaked my diet even more. I worked out even more. And I did lose weight. And then I was like, but I'm still not losing as much weight as I need. I did a detox, right? Like you just push till you get the result, because it doesn't matter what you said you did. It only matters what happened. And you can tell me all day, well, I'm a coach and I coach on 10 different things. And okay, I don't care. Are you making the money you want to make? Are you able to live a lifestyle off that thing? If you're not, then you can tell me all day what you do. But if it's not hitting the result that you want, then don't look at me and be mad at me for telling you that that's not working out. Look at yourself and ask yourself the question, is this what I really want for myself? Because if it's not, then maybe you got to retweak. So take a look at the things you're doing and make sure that even though you're doing everything right, you're not just doing it wrong. See you guys later. And put comments, please. Put comments in the bottom. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, cool. Bye.